A Pulse Asia survey in January this year shows voters want their preferred presidential candidates to immediately tackle the creation of more jobs and the improvement in workers' pay if they win the elections. For our Election Roundtable this evening, we look into the state of employment and the candidates' proposals on how to create more jobs. We have with us in the studio Employers Confederation of the Philippines Vice President, Attorney Ranulfo Payos, and Trade Union Congress of the Philippines spokesperson and officer in charge, Alan Tanhusay. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for coming to the show. Okay, the Philippine Statistics Authority says the country's employment rate in January this year slightly improved to 94.2% from 93.4% in the same period last year. But underemployment, or the need for more work to make ends meet, increased to 19.7% from 17.5%. Please briefly explain the difference of unemployment and underemployment.
Unemployment, ayun talagang mga totally unemployed. They're actively looking for jobs, but they cannot find jobs. As opposed to the underemployment, yun may mga trabaho, but they still want to have more jobs to supplement their meager income. Halimbawa, yung mga sari-sari owners, yung nagbibinta ng mga dyaryo, the cigarette vendors, all those kind of people. They are not really earning the right minimum wage because it's only very meager income. Not just enough for their food, probably. So they need more jobs, additional jobs. And they need more hours to work. But they cannot find any employment.
So this underemployment rate is still really high. While there are more people getting employed, should we be concerned as well that, of course, the pay is not enough? That's why more people are trying to get additional jobs.
In fact, the statistics right now, I think the underemployed are more than the unemployed.
Yes. Your take, Mr. Tanhusay.
Yes, we agree with the definition of ECOP that unemployment are people who doesn't have a job. But I think we differ a little bit on our understanding on the underemployment. In the labor movement, we define underemployment as a person who has a job, but the pay, the wages are not enough. The social protection are not enough. So he is underemployed.
Social protection, can you expound on that, sir?
Social protection benefits are the social security system, the PhilHealth, and the pag-ibig housing, the basic social protection benefits that a worker gets from his or her employer.
Not all the workers are covered, of course.
Not all workers are covered by social benefits protection because a majority of more than half of our workforce today are contractuals or ENDO or 555. They work only for 6 months or 5 months and then they have to be rehired again or look for another job after 6 months.
Contractualization, a major concern, of course, and we're going to talk about that in a little while. The Asian Development Bank says the country's economy will sustain its strong growth until 2017, but high youth unemployment is posing a challenge. It's graduation season, and that means more will join the labor force. Now, are there enough jobs for these new members of the working class?
Not enough. I think every year, statistics-wise, we produce only about 400,000 available jobs, more or less. And there are more graduates. There are graduates more than that. In addition to the graduates, there are also undergraduates that are looking for jobs. In fact, based on the some statistics I've read, about 60% of the students drop after high school. In short, only 40% pursue college or vocational courses. And these are the people who after high school will be looking for jobs. And there are not much jobs.
More graduates, of course, joining the labor force every year, aside from the fact that more people are looking for jobs coming from the provinces.
Exactly.
Well.
In addition to more graduates looking for jobs, even those graduates, they cannot find, even if there are some jobs that are available, but there is a mismatch of the need of the industry
and the
versus
skills.
those that are graduating.
Mr. Tanhusay, what are the TUCP's figures on this?
We estimated at least for this year, we have at least 1.2 million graduates, both from the college and the vocational training schools. So it's a concern for us, and that's why we have raised it a few weeks ago. It's a job skills mismatch. It's really a problem. There's a problem between the institution, the learning institution, the training institution, and a problem between the employers. Because of the high demand brought about by the globalization, the employers has to compete, and for him to compete, he has to improve his workforce. He has to set some certain standards for applicants. But the training and the curriculum by our graduates are not compatible with the demands set by the employers.
So with all these promises, who among the candidates do you think has a workable job generation program?
I think, in my own opinion, let me state first one very important statement that Employers Confederation of the Philippines does not have its own stand right now, because we are a groupation of employers with different political, ideologies. But in my own observation, among the 4 or 5 candidates right now, there are 2 that I think presented very convincing, viable alternative programs when it comes to job generation, and that is the case of Binay. I like his advocacy in the matter of amending the Constitution to attract more direct foreign investments, because we all know that among all the ASEAN countries, we are very low when it comes to foreign direct investments. And these are the investors that will generate more jobs, open up more manufacturing companies, and make available jobs for people. That's one. Although that's not the only solution. But at least on that account, Binay has impressed me on that particular aspect. In the case of Mar Rojas, on his other advocacy, it is more on opening up jobs for emphasis on education, and education is very important because, as what I pointed out to you earlier, there is a mismatch, and what is important is training people, giving them more vocational competencies, because what is needed in the manufacturing sector are technical people like technicians, like welders, and others, automotive technicians, and we need that. And on that account, I'm impressed of what Mar Rojas is advocating.
Okay, Mr. Tanhusay, what about ending contractualization? So far, is it only Miriam Santiago who's advocating for this?
No, in fact, all of the candidates, the presidential candidates, have already expressed their views and their perspective on the issue on contractualization. And these candidates are, of course, we laud the candidates for expressing their perspective early as on. So, but we don't have a preferred candidate as of now. What we do is set a criteria according to if the candidate can address contractualization, if the candidate can address wages, if the candidate can address the quality of employment that we have. I think that is what the TUCP or the Trade Union Congress of the Philippines would support.
Thank you for joining us tonight. ECOP Vice President Attorney Ranulfo Payos and TUCP OICN spokesman Alan Tanhusay. Thank you for coming to the show and joining the Election Roundtable. Network News will be right back. Stay with us.